She said, "I'm pregnant. Give me $10,000 or I'll say you raped me." But I secretly recorded her threats, and when I presented the proof in court, she got exposed and humiliated in front of everyone, and I gave her divorce papers right after. I am Sam, 26, living in Virginia, trying to build a normal life with Mia, the woman I thought was my future. When we met, everything felt easy and right. Mia was 24, full of dreams and energy, and we believed that together we could build a happy life. We lived together, shared simple moments, and planned our future with hope. For a while, everything was good, but slowly, small cracks started to show. Mia began to act differently. She became distant, sometimes cold, and I could feel a change that I couldn't understand. One day, everything changed completely. Mia told me she was pregnant. I was surprised. At first, I felt excited, even a little scared. I didn't know how to react. But then she told me she needed $10,000. I asked why she needed so much money. That's when she looked me in the eyes and said, "If you don't give me that money, I'll say you raped me." Those words shook me to my core. I felt like the ground was falling away beneath me. The woman I loved was threatening me with the most serious accusation possible. Fear and confusion took over me. I didn't know what to do or who to trust. I felt alone and afraid. I knew that if I didn't give her the money, she could destroy my life. But I also knew that giving in would only encourage her to keep manipulating me. I needed to find a way to protect myself. So, I started secretly recording our conversations. Every time she threatened me or tried to get money, I captured it on my phone. It was hard to pretend like everything was normal while I hid this secret, but I had to do it to save myself. Those recordings became my only hope. Days passed, and Mia's demands became worse. She changed from a woman I loved into someone I didn't recognize. Sometimes she was angry and loud. Other times she was silent and cold. I felt lost and confused. But I continued to record everything, preparing for the day when I would have to prove the truth. Finally, that day came. When we went to court, I felt nervous but ready. I presented the recordings to the judge and everyone in the courtroom. Her threats and lies were clear for all to hear. Mia tried to deny it all, but the evidence was too strong. The judge and everyone else saw the truth. Mia was exposed and humiliated. I felt relief and sadness mixed together. Relief because justice was done, and sadness because the woman I loved was gone. After the court, I knew our relationship was over. I gave Mia the divorce papers. It was the hardest thing I've ever done, but I had to protect myself. This experience changed me forever. I learned about trust, courage, and standing up for the truth. I also learned that sometimes the people we love can hurt us the most. Now, I am moving forward, stronger and wiser. Life is hard, but I am ready to face it with honesty and courage. I know I will find peace and happiness again. After that court day, I went back to an empty apartment in Virginia, feeling like the world had shifted under my feet. The silence was deafening, reminding me of everything that was lost. Mia and I had shared so many moments there, laughing, arguing, planning, and now it felt like a ghost haunted the walls. I spent hours thinking about how things had changed so quickly, how a woman I loved could turn into someone who threatened to destroy me with lies. I felt anger, sadness, and confusion, all mixed together. But deep down, I knew I had done the right thing by standing up for myself. I spent days trying to piece my life back together. I called my best friend and told him everything, how Mia had threatened me, how I had fought back with the recordings, and how the court had shown the truth. He listened without judging, offering words of support that I desperately needed. Slowly, I began to see that I was not alone, that people cared about me and wanted to help me heal. I realized that I could trust again, but I needed to be careful. Trust had become a fragile thing for me. Mia tried to contact me after the court case. She sent messages and called, begging me to talk to her, to forgive her. But I had learned that forgiveness did not mean forgetting or returning to pain. I didn't respond. I needed time and space to heal from the hurt she had caused. Instead, I focused on myself. I returned to work, pouring my energy into building houses, a job that grounded me and gave me purpose. The routine helped me feel normal again, even if my heart was still healing. At night, when the world was quiet, I thought about what I wanted for my future. I dreamed of a life where I could trust and love without fear. I knew that the road would be long and hard, but I also knew I was strong enough to walk it. I had faced one of the darkest moments of my life and survived. Now, it was time to move forward, to find happiness and peace on my own terms. As days turned into weeks, I felt the weight of what had happened slowly lifting from my shoulders. The fear and doubt that once consumed me began to fade, replaced by a quiet strength I didn't know I had. I learned that life doesn't always go the way we plan, and people can surprise us in the worst ways. But I also learned that no matter how dark things get, there is always a way forward. The truth, when held firm, has the power to set us free. Standing up for myself was the hardest thing I ever did, but it was also the most important. I didn't look back after giving Mia the divorce papers. It was not out of hatred, but out of a need to protect my heart and my future. I realized that love isn't enough when trust is broken beyond repair. Sometimes, the bravest thing we can do is walk away from the people we once held closest to us. I am still healing, still finding my way, but I am not afraid anymore. I know that I deserve respect, honesty, and peace. Now, I focus on building a life that is true to me. I spend time with friends who support me. I work hard at my job, and I dream of a future where I can love again without fear. The pain of the past will always be a part of me, but it no longer defines me. I am more than the struggles I faced. I am stronger because of them. If you are reading this and facing a similar fight, know that you are not alone. Protect yourself, find your strength, and believe in the power of truth. Sometimes the hardest battles lead to the greatest victories. And sometimes, walking away is the start of finding yourself again.